Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Coach Tiffany Parra, editor in chief of Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. Now, today we have a special authors network with a very special lady. We share the same name, Miss Tiffany R. Easley. I'm gonna go ahead and bring her on in, let her introduce herself. Y'all are gonna love her energy. Come on in the room, Tiff. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, Tiff. I am so excited to be here. First of all, thank you for allowing me to be in your space. I count it an honor and a privilege because I know you don't let just anybody on your platform. So thank you for allowing me to be here. I am Tiffany R. Easley, the SOAR Strategist. I teach women, specifically professional women, how to confront their challenges, and I teach them how to create a life they love and soar. So that's what I do. Simple. And I know we're going to get into the juicy of it later, but that's what I do in a nutshell. And I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, I love it. Teaching people to soar, everybody. We're going to learn how to spread some wings today, okay? So tell us about the evolution of SOAR.
Wow. SOAR started when I was literally 19 years old and on my bed of affliction. I literally had brain surgery. And it's a brain surgery that I had had many times before, but everything that could possibly go wrong went wrong. From the doctor doing a standard procedure, and it caused chemical meningitis. It caused air to seep in my cerebrospinal fluid. I was allergic to the pain medication, all the things. So what ended up happening was I slept for 72 hours straight. And when I would open my eyes, they had began to roll back in my head. So to the average person, that looks like death, right? If you read, transition from life to death, that's one of the signs, right? Your eyes begin to roll back in your head. So what was interesting was while I was sleeping, I wasn't really asleep. I was just very ill. I could hear everything everybody was saying. I was talking, so I thought, and I prayed. I am a woman of faith. And I prayed and I said, God, I just don't understand why I've had so much illness. And he said to me, soar. And I thought, now, God, I know that your thoughts are not my thoughts and your ways are not my ways. However, I'm on this bed and I'm not soaring anywhere, But I said to him, I'm going to hold on to that word, and I wrote it down. And fast forward to around 2002, I did a small group of women. And Tiff, when I tell you, it changed my life. I have not stopped soaring since then. Does not matter what challenges I face. Does not matter the struggle I face. I have not stopped soaring. But God also told me everything that we go through is not about us. Right. And he had to give it away. And I'm like, hold on. Like, I got the battle scars. What you mean? What I got to give them away. He was like, the lessons, the blessings, the things that you felt were curses. You got to give it away. But you can't give it away from a place of hurt and pain. You got to give it away from a place of joy and peace and laughter and love. And that took some work. So that's the evolution of SOAR, and I initially started talking about, SOAR Beyond the drama, trauma, and challenges of life. Then I started talking about SOAR Beyond the trauma of a diagnosis. And now I teach women, specifically professional women, how to confront challenges, not just medical challenges, but challenges, because sometimes the enemy is our enemy, right? So confront our challenges, create the life you love, and soar. Because if you confront the challenge, you learn the lesson in it. You take the lesson and you create a life you love, and then you can soar above all of that. That was instrumental because we're going to talk about it, but it really helped me to see all of the dots of my life. And we all have an expiration date, right? So I want to live my life so in such a way that I leave a legacy behind me. And also I want to put my own funeral. I want to, I want to be able to be, I'm laid out. I'm not here. I'm gone. Right.
Right.
But I lost my uncle in February. When I tell you, I've heard people say, preach your own funeral. That man preached his funeral. He
Wow.
lived his life in such a way that his legacy it's amazing. I sit back some days and I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what soaring is. He soared every day of his 73 years of life. And
Right.
that's what we need to do. So that's the evolution of SOAR. We're gonna confront those things that are trying to hold us back. Because in the
Right.
confrontation, you're gonna create the life that you love, that you get up, you eat, sleep, you breathe, and it don't matter. Come hell or high water, you're gonna do that thing, right?
Right.
That's what soaring is about. That's the evolution of that thing.
Yes. And one of the things that stood out, at the beginning there was about, it not being yours, right? Because we always hear that our story is not our story, it's someone else's. They need to hear it because they're suffering just like we were suffering, but we learned how to get to the other side. And that's really the importance of sharing our story and sharing everything every little nook and cranny of it, because you don't want to miss anything because of all the different people that you're going to touch. Someone's going to get something out of that, and you're going to be able to just help somebody to come off that ledge. You know what I'm saying? So, mm, mm. So you are an international keynote speaker. You're a best-selling author. You've got a couple of books out there. Okay, so you've been busy. You're a SOAR strategist. I mean, you wear so many hats. So, Tiff, what does self-care look like for you? How do you find balance in it all?
Tiff, this is one of them ooh wee questions. Because I have not been good at self-care. But one thing I will say is I know my body.
Mm.
I know my body. And it's so important for us to know our body and to take it one step further. Listen to our body.
Yeah.
About a month ago, I was sitting this very computer, this very spot in my home on virtual Sunday school.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to feel funny. And I had been feeling funny for probably over a year. They would be millisecond episodes. And I would just feel funny. I would feel like I'm gonna, I don't know, like I would take my breath and die. That's exactly how I felt.
Wow.
But it never manifested. That particular Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
I had to call the paramedic. I had 3 men lined up in my house looking at me, and I went into a full-blown panic attack.
Wow.
And immediately the Holy Spirit said, "You're not taking care of you. There are 3 things that you need to let go of. 3 things." And I was like, wow. When you let go of those 3 things, because you're not dealing with them, they're dealing with you, you will see a change in your health. So self-care is taking care of you. You cannot take care of everybody else if you're not taking care of yourself. That's number 1. And number 2, knowing your body, recognizing the subtleties that your body gives you, right? I've done a lot of, I actually eat very healthy. But I learned that the hard way because I would just still eat stuff and it wouldn't agree with me, right? Yeah. So now my body will tell me, nope, you can't have that. Oop, nope, can't drink that. Oop, nope, not going to work that way. And I listen to my body. And finally, sit down. I do all these things. I work a full-time job, but I'm going to tell you something. I go to bed. I take a day and I go to sleep. There's some Saturdays I do nothing. And it's important. It's important. And find something you love, because when you find something you love, you won't see the stress wear you out. and remove stress from your life. I know things are going to happen.
Right.
You can't change that. But the unnecessary stress, right? When you're faced with that decision that, I really don't have to do that level of stress in my life, let it go and let people go. It doesn't mean you don't like them, you don't love them. It just means that in this season of my life, I choose me. That's not selfish. That's selfless. That's self-care. Because what you don't want to happen is that was the most embarrassing thing in my life for me because I knew better. Yeah. I had to be escorted out of my home by 3 men. It looked like the police, right? With all of their equipment in their hand, across to the ambulance, escorted to the hospital, spent half a day in the hospital for them to tell me, oh, you had an anxiety attack. You're just super stressed because I wasn't taking care of me.
Right.
That's self-care. That's how important it is too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's vital. I mean, and like your body, you have to, like you said, you have to listen to your body. You can't get stuck in the hamster wheel of life, as I call it. I've been stuck there a few times, and a couple of times that I was there, it almost took me out. You don't want to get there. So as Tiff is saying here, y'all that are listening in, or y'all that are going to catch the replay, listen to your body, because your body is telling you things left and right. If you eat something and it does not agree with you and your stomach goes sour, or something like that, don't eat it. If your mood changes, if you eat something and the next day you just are in a really crappy mood, go back and look and see what was on the menu the day before, because a lot of times that's going to be something that was high in sugar. Maybe it was, alcohol, a little too much alcohol, something made you shift. So listen to your body, y'all. So, man, ooh, Tiff, you've been through it, girl. Oh my goodness. But look, all I know is you put here for a reason, okay?
I agree. We both are. Absolutely.
Definitely. So why did you choose to share your survivor story with the world? I mean, just it's hard, it's tough, to bring your truth forward. So what made you decide?
I came from a culture or a family where we just didn't share our business.
Yeah.
And, I was sick. My illness started at 3 and ended at 19. So for 16 years of my life, I battled terminal illness back and forth, back and forth. And at 19, when I almost died, I was like, now, wait a minute. Who's getting the glory out of this journey?
Right.
Because you look at me today, you don't know that I've been through brain surgery over 5 times. Right. You don't know that I've dealt with infertility at the age of 6. You don't know any of that. So who's getting the glory out of the story that's untold? And that's when I said, you know what? I'm doing an injustice to my God, and I'm doing an injustice to the people that need to be empowered. Because what if somebody is facing a brand new diagnosis and they just need some encouragement to fight? What if somebody is on, that teeter-totter moment where they're like, should I have this surgery? Should I not have the surgery? Should I take chemo? Should I not? What if my story changes the trajectory of their life? Mm-hmm. I'm doing a disservice. So that's what made me share my story. And then I got an invite to do it. God used this amazing woman, Teresa Holmes, to share my story on Facebook Live. I had never done it before. I was like, now, wait a minute. But because of her, I never stopped sharing my story. And she helped me evolve, because I learned how to really bring joy out of all of the sorrow. I'm not sad. Like, it's going to sound real weird. I know it's going to sound crazy, and it's okay. But I am not sad that I had a cancer diagnosis at 3. I'm not sad that I had a diagnosis at 6 that the doctor literally said your child has to be mentally challenged. What I am happy about that in spite of all of that, I get the opportunity to empower and encourage people to say, I know it's tough. I know you want to give up. And I know that it may not end like you want it to, but I promise you, if you fight, you're not fighting in vain. That's what made me want to share my story.
Man, powerful, very powerful. Well, look, we are going to go ahead and cut to a quick commercial break, and we're going to be right back with Miss Tiffany R. Easley. And we are back. This is Tiffany Williams-Parra with Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine. We are taking center stage on the Own It publishing platform. Forgot to say that when we started earlier. So big ups to Marisa Blodorn with Own It Publishing. We have our guest, author, keynote speaker, international keynote speaker, best-selling author, SOAR Strategist, Tiffany R. Easley here. And we are just having a great conversation here. So, Tiff, you have been through it since 3 years old. And I mean, I commend you for just rising above it all and just being the powerhouse that you are today, because there are so many people out there that would take a different, way of things. So thank you so much for being that inspiration for people.
It's an honor.
Let's talk a little bit about your business. So you shifted lanes in the business. So why did you shift lanes in your business?
So, I honestly did not even want to start a business. Let's just start there. I had landed a contract and I was required to create a business entity. So I started it. And I knew I was called to women and professional women. And, if you listen and you're guided by a spirit greater than yourself, because I don't want to offend anyone. But for me, I knew God was calling me to do something around the globe. And so I started my business and I was like, yeah, I'll do coaching. Oh, yeah, I'll do speaking. Oh, yeah, I'll do this, and I wanted to be behind the scenes. I wanted to be quiet and all the things.
Yeah.
And doors would literally start to open. I would get opportunities to share my story. I would get opportunities to coach. I would get opportunities to show up in my authenticity, because that is key. We can get, I call it business schizophrenia, where we start to mimic each other in business. And we become what we see instead of staying who we are.
Yeah.
And so my business was coaching, but that wasn't like, I coach and I'm good at it. Yeah, it's great. But what I was being called to do was to empower, to inspire, and to transform. So, my brand was kind of laid back. I'm very funny, as you know, Tiff. I like to have fun. I'm not a Debbie Downer in any way. Even if the world is falling apart around me, I'm going to show up and I'll make the best of it. And then you'll never know that it's been one of those days, right? And so I started to think, okay, wait a minute. I am, I'm a girly girl at heart. Pink's my favorite color, and I like things to be elegant and classy. So I needed to transition my business into more of that. And I also needed to change the voice of my business, because I boxed myself into illness. Well, I've survived that illness or illnesses. I am soaring. So now I need to help people confront their challenges by sharing how I did it. And then I need them to see you can create a life you love after that. And then the ultimate thing is you get to soar. You get to fly high above all of it. And that's how I was able to shift lanes in my business. And then what's interesting is, I've written all these books. I've done these collaborative works. I've graced the stages with people and places, and I thank them all. Some are for seasons, some are for reasons, some are lifetimes. Like Tiff, we haven't seen each other in person in years, but your spirit is amazing. So, when you posted that and you was like, I need da 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 da, I'm there. Like, I don't need extra detail. All I need is you to tell me where you need me to send it. Hands down. That's it. This is what I got. This is what you need. I'm on it. Because that's what you have to learn. And so I shifted my business to really meet the need of the people and to actually show who I authentically am. Because this is me.
Yeah.
This is me. Now I have my moments, we all do, but 99.9% of the time, you're gonna get the energetic, the hilarious, now I will read you, absolutely. I will gather you. Absolutely. I will be brutally honest with you, but I will love you at the core of who you are, because that's what we're called to do. So I had to shift my business so that I could reach more people.
Okay. Now, what do you think has been the biggest challenge in business so far for you?
Oh, being true to me. Being true to me and not letting people change who I am. Because I remember I had a coach tell me one time, you wear all these colors. You doing too much. That's me. Like, I know black, blue, brown, white, gray, all of that is corporate, but boo, I'm gonna show up in corporate with a pink shirt on. That's just me. I'm gonna show up with the big, now that I got the little earrings on today, but the big earring, because that's who I am. So the thing that I learned is you don't belong in every space, but every space that you do belong in, you need to leave an imprint.
Right.
That's what you have to do. Once I learned that, I was like, if you don't like me in my pink, then that's cool. You're not the one for me. I'm gonna keep moving. Right. It's okay. It's okay.
So we ain't for everybody.
We not. And Tiffany's naturally have this energy that is different. Yeah. We survey different. We interact different. We flow different, and it can come off sometimes as arrogance. It can come off as passive aggressive. It's not. It's really the way we test who we connect with, because we're so serious about what we have to do in the earth. We don't have time to get messed up with nonsense. So we're not being arrogant. We're just strategically assessing our connections.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
Yeah, you can use that, Tiff. You can use that. You can use that.
Thank you. So what would one piece of advice would you want to share with somebody that's maybe facing some challenges? They're afraid to create that life that they really love and just soar. Just step out there and soar.
To gift yourself to yourself.
I love that.
Gift yourself to yourself. You owe yourself all of you. When I started giving me, I experienced life on a whole nother level. I can go to dinner by myself.
Yes.
I can go travel by myself. I can sit in my house by myself. I can do a whole lot of things by myself because I gave myself permission to gift myself. And I do not regret it. That is not arrogance. That is not selfishness. That even goes back to self-care. Because when you gift yourself to yourself, you understand I owe it to me to be the best me I can be in spite of whatever else is going on in the world. So take a chance on you. Gift yourself to yourself and watch what happens. The only reason we come into a point of our life where we want to give up or we want to give into a challenge is because there is something on the other side of that thing that knows when we get on the other side, it's over.
Okay.
Like if we dip our toe on the other side, it's done. It's finished. So that thing, whatever that challenge is, that thing, that person, whatever, is like, oh crap, I gotta figure out how to knock him or her out, because if I don't, they're going to blow me away. And yes, we are, because we are conquerors. We are not wimps. We are not afraid. We soar. We go above and beyond, around and through and over the challenge.
Yes.
That's what we do. So my word to you is take a chance on you. Do you a favor and do you. There's nothing wrong with doing you. It's
Okay.
okay. 100% you. All the things, the flaws and all, do you.
Yes, yes. And look, and when you do you, you attract so many amazing people. I mean, you attract your tribe.
You
I mean,
do.
it's just that energy just starts to come, and you're just like, whoa, what just happened here? And then all of a sudden, just all the different things that maybe you journaled about or whatever, so stuff starts coming true, because now you got the connections that you needed just by being authentic and true and real.
Absolutely. You using all my words, Tiff. That's all them are all my words. Those are all real, authentic, and true. Love them all. Absolutely.
Yes, yes. See, look, y'all better use those affirmations. Okay, y'all know I'm the affirmation girl. So I am authentic. I am real. I am true. Okay, I am true to me. All right. So write them down, do them every day, and watch things happen for yourself. So, Tiff, what's next for you and SOAR?
Oh me. So working on a couple of things. I am coming out with a different line of a product. I'm
Ah,
keeping it on the hush hush, but I was in the lab this past weekend, had a ball. I'm super excited about it. It goes along with the whole lane shift of my brand, the
okay.
elegance, and just really loving on women and empowering women, because we carry such weight. We
Yeah.
carry weight because of all that we do in the world and the responsibility that we have as women, right? So I'm working on that. As you know, I just completed a collaborative work. It's called Unlock the Icon Within. Super excited about it. It became a #1 bestseller. And I'm so excited about not just my chapter in the book, but the other women. Like, it's one of those books you pick up and you literally are like, wow. The book was healing for me. It actually was a healing area that I didn't even realize I had dealt with. So I'm
Oh,
super excited. We're going to start doing some activation sessions. When I
okay.
tell you I'm so excited about that, they're called icon activation sessions. So the
Nice.
book is called Unlock the Icon Within. I'm going to be doing some icon activation sessions where you are taught and a strategy to unlock your inner icon. When I tell you this is going to be the most amazing 30 minutes you ever had with anybody, because you're going to come out with how you can leave your fingerprint in the world. Because
Mm,
as you know, your fingerprint is unique to you.
that's
Your
right.
superpower is your authenticity and who you are. Your fingerprint is your mark. So we got marks to leave in this world. And so we're going to teach you how to unlock that thing. Like, these fingerprints, they mean something. It's not just your fingers. Like, this is your DNA. This is who you are. This is all the creativity is in your fingerprints.
Yeah.
And when you recognize that thing and you unlock that thing, your potential is endless. So
Mm,
those are a few things we're working on, and I'm super excited about it. Looking to revamp a TV show, kind of figuring out, where it goes, what it does, what we talk about, all the things. But I'm excited about it, and I know it all ties back to self-care and doing what I do the way I do it, and not being boxed into what everybody wants us to be.
yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness. Good stuff. Good stuff. Look, y'all go and get that book, okay? Go get the book. So where can they get the book, the
The
collaboration? book?
The book is on my website. So www.tiffanyreasley.com. Right now, it's taking about 4 to 6 weeks. I don't control that. That's because the mail is a little, it's a little different. It's taking about 4 to 6 weeks to get to you. And I'm one of those authors. I like to sign your stuff. So I got to touch it. I got to touch it and feel it. I got to sign it and I got to put a little something in there for you.
Yeah.
So that's where you can find the book. I'm ready to share it with the world. I literally cannot wait to start the activation sessions and being able to just share with people, being able to go on platforms and share the method of how we activate the icon, because I need the icons to take their position and I need them to take their space in the world.
Come on, icons. Come on. Ooh, I love it. Love it. Love it, Tiff. You got some good stuff going on. So again, y'all can connect with Tiff if you want any of her services, learn more about her. It's at Tiffany or www.tiffanyreasley.com. Tiff, do you have any words of wisdom, words of encouragement that we can leave the audience with today?
I do. 3 things I want you to do. I want you to show up. And then show up, I want you to be who you are. Flaws and all.
Yes.
Flaws and all. I want you to stand up. There's going to come a time where you got to stand up for some things that are not comfortable. You may be the only one. Mm-hmm. I want you to stand up for you and for other people. It's a challenge, but it's okay. So show up, stand up, and I want you to serve. Serve is a word that, I'm a church girl. I grew up in church. I grew up in the Baptist church, y'all. So I grew up in the church. The Baptist folk, baby, we went to church. It felt like from sun up to sundown. Like that's just what we did, And we went to church on Wednesday night and all the things, right? But serve was a word for me that I struggled with for a long time. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you why. Because sometimes people see service as beneath or below. Mm-hmm. And that's because sometimes the people you're serving are not the people you're called to. Mm-hmm. So service is important of who you serve. You're not called to serve everybody. Stop it. That's why you're tired. That's why you're depleted. That's why you're not able to do what you've been called to do. See, Tiff over here glowing and shining and doing all the things because I think she got the service thing down pat. She know who she's called to. She know who she's supposed to serve, and she can show up as her authentic self and serve them from a space of excellence from her lanes with it. Yes, lanes of brilliance. So serve people who you are called to serve, and don't serve out of your deficit, please. Yeah, because you're doing nobody no good. So show up, stand up, and serve, and watch you soar. I promise you, when I started doing that, my life changed, and you'd be amazed at the little things. I was at the grocery store a month back, and I heard the voice of God, and He said, "Pay for this lady's groceries." And I thought, I don't know. I live in Dallas, Texas, y'all. Okay, you don't just walk up to strangers in the store and do anything. You just don't do that, right? And I said, "You." Now I know that ain't my voice. Like I know that for sure. I'm not gonna tell myself to do that. I said, "You want me to tap this stranger in the grocery store line on the shoulder and say, 'I got you'?" He was like, "I do." I said, "Okay." I said, "Ma'am," I said, "I don't mean to disturb you. I don't want to harm you. I just want to buy your groceries." She said, "What?" I said, "I just want to buy your groceries." I said, I just want to buy your groceries." She rang up her stuff with my stuff and all the things. And she said, "Why?" I said, I need to do that. That's the kind of service we're talking about. And I shared that to say, sometimes we are looking for a certain service to look a certain way. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to look that way. Just the way you smile at somebody, helping somebody down the stairs, taking care of the elderly, buying somebody a sandwich. We've been in the pandemic for 3 years? People are hurting and they're faking it. They smile, but they really crying. So
Yeah.
serve people and serve them from a space of genuineness. Just love folk. Just hug on them sometime. Just, call somebody, text somebody, hey girl, hey sir, how you doing? I'm just thinking about you. Have a great day. Serve people.
Yeah.
Show up, stand up, serve.
Yeah.
That's all I got for you.
Ooh, look, I'm not even gonna end with no words of wisdom and encouragement on today. Okay, I'm gonna end with that right there because that was perfect, Tiff. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, sharing, about your life, about your journey, sharing about your books and your work. I would love to have you back on in the future to share more about the awesomeness that you are doing in the world because I know you are just out there soaring high, my friends. So thank you again for joining me. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us today and tuning in for another Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine Authors Network Spotlight. This is Tiffany R. Easley, international keynote speaker, best-selling author, and SOAR strategist. I am Tiffany Williams Parra. I'm wishing you a wonderful Thursday, an awesome Friday, and an amazing weekend. Everybody, take care. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.